Hi everyone, and welcome to week 9 of the vlog series here at Embodied Beings. My name is Alexa, and this week I am talking to you about a hugely undervalued topic of health, one that we don't often see as an immediate concern, but it is, and that is sleep. So I'm tempted to name this video after I publish it, why you should give a crap about sleep and what yoga does for you, but we'll see. Essentially, that's what I'm talking about, though. Like, what sleep is, why good quality sleep is necessary, some of the detrimental health effects of insomnia, and of course, how yoga therapy can help. So there's this old adage that has been going around for I don't know how many decades. I'll sleep when I'm dead, right? And this is a hugely dangerous statement to live by because it implies that sleep is a waste of our time, that we don't need good quality sleep in order to have a good quality waking life. And this really couldn't be less true. Good quality sleep is totally synonymous with a good quality of waking life and also good quality of health. Sleep is a regulator of our appetite. It rests and repairs the brain. It helps with the processing and rearrangement of undigested daily events, like with our memory. It also helps the nervous system to function properly. And overall, it's when we rest and repair things in our body, right? So it's when we're in our super most relaxed state most of the time. And this is when all of the maintenance can be done. Insomnia, or like even just poor quality sleep that's not full-blown insomnia, it can be linked to a long list of serious health disorders. These can include chronic stress, chronic inflammation, heart disease, definitely aggravation of different mental disorders like depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. Lack of sleep has been strongly linked to cases of nonspecific anxiety in particular. And there have been studies that show that even like within cases of nonspecific anxiety, a huge amount of case studies have recovered completely. The anxiety has disappeared when they finally start to get like a repatterning of good quality sleep. And this has to do with the structural and functional aspects of the brain, which I won't get into in this video, but we can get into later on. So a little bit about my story. I have never suffered from serious insomnia. I have gone through patterns in my life, or periods in my life rather, where I don't have good quality sleep for like a few months at a time. And I've noticed, boy have I noticed, how this affects my state of mind and my overall state of health. Particularly being prone to like more little sicknesses like colds, being more prone to digestive issues, and the most concerning is how it affects my quality of mind. I don't know about you, but even if you have like one night of lower quality sleep or less sleep, you might experience like fogginess, irritability, increased stress and anxiety, and just an inability to make decisions or feel clean and clear about things. It affects our moods, it affects our mental state. And this is certainly what I've experienced when I've gone through these periods of lack of sleep. And for me, it's usually due to stress, like external circumstances of stress. Maybe I'm going through a difficult course or a transition in my life, and it's like my brain just won't shut off. My mind won't shut off. But of course, when we go to sleep at night, we want the mind to be able to rest. We want the brain to be able to rest and do its repairs so that we can feel refreshed for the next day. It's so difficult to feel grounded when I'm going through weeks or sometimes, like I mentioned, months at a time when I'm not sleeping, and then other things start to creep in. And this, of course, it can become a really serious issue when it's full-on insomnia for like many months or even years at a time, when this feeling of not getting very good sleep or not getting enough sleep for what the body needs it starts to become a habitual pattern. In other words, it starts to become to feel normal for the body and for the mind to not get enough sleep. And whenever we get stuck in any sort of pattern, whether it's a healthy pattern or an unhealthy pattern, there's a sense of stuckness in the pattern. So it's really hard to break patterns. And this is where yoga therapy can intervene by working really deeply inside the body, inside the body-mind connection, to disrupt that patterning, to basically like gently coax the body and mind back into a state of, oh, actually, this isn't normal to feel down all the time because of lack of sleep. It's not normal to be getting low quality sleep. I need to boost this. I need to get healthy. And so it's like a way to reintroduce a state of health. So how yoga works, I have 3 main points on this, and they're pretty simple. Like I've mentioned in probably every single video so far, yoga works on balancing the autonomic nervous system. And we often don't recognize, I find that most clients of mine don't recognize, that nervous system balance is a huge part of good quality sleep. So it's not just about going to sleep at night and going into like parasympathetic rest and digest mode for the nervous system. Our nervous system actually does this dance between parasympathetic and sympathetic mode when it's going between REM and non-REM sleep. So we need this flexibility in the nervous system in order to have really good quality sleep and healthy sleep cycles. Secondly, an asana and pranayama practice, they help us get the body into a more relaxed state. And while I mentioned in my first point that we need flexibility in the autonomic nervous system, often like the number one priority for clients is to first allow them to be able to relax. So really get the nervous system into a state of rest and digest so that the maintenance can start happening in the body and in the brain. Even when we're not sleeping, it trains us for good quality sleep. And I've mentioned this before also, how like we can use the body to get to the mind, right? The mind is embodied. There's really not as much of a separation between body and mind as we often think there is. So we use the body to get to the mind. It's as simple as that. Classical Hatha Yoga, which is what I continue to study and what my training is in, it teaches this. So in asana, a position that I put my body into, it's not just about like stretching the hamstrings in a forward fold, for example, but doing a seated forward bend actually activates the parasympathetic nervous system. It brings this really earthy grounding energy into the mind, and it works on much subtler levels that we may not even be aware of at first to start to ground the mind, to calm the mind down. So that's just an example of how an asana can work to relax. And we also work with separating a morning yoga practice with an evening yoga practice to really address the different aspects of our sleep cycles that we need to in specific ways. For example, doing a practice at night that's very relaxing, maybe a lot of forward bends, some gentle calming inversions, and then in the morning, ideally in the morning sunlight, doing a more rigorous practice, like to wake the body up. So this could include sun salutations, it could include back bends. So it's really pairing a morning practice, a more vigorous practice, which will benefit ultimately our REM cycle of sleep, and then a more calming practice at night, which will benefit our non-REM sleep. And again, this is like very basic surface stuff. There's a lot more that goes into it, but perhaps I'll talk about that in a later extended blog article or something. So the third major aspect of yoga therapy and how it works with benefiting sleep and increasing quality of sleep is through meditation. Meditation is one of the best skills that we can use to ensure that we maintain good quality sleep over time, even as we age. Mantra meditation is shown to be one of the most effective for calming the mind really quickly and really easily. And also mindfulness meditation over time is shown to increase this flexibility in the nervous system and ensure that we can actually access these really deep levels of non-REM sleep where all the rest and repair work is done in the brain. And these are states that studies have shown are harder to get to as we age, but in Vipassana meditators, for example, they're shown to exhibit this like childlike flexibility in their sleep cycles that we all want so that our brains can get a chance to rest and repair and keep us fresh and keep us healthy and alive. So that's all I have for you guys today, a short and sweet video, but tune in next week. We have 3 more videos in this vlog series, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend and excellent, excellent sleep. Bye.